I'm going to put it at 10,000 emails that we have received since we opened up this tip line. This would be insane. We want to read your emails. Absolutely not. She knows we're going to say you can't read that.
She just continues to ask for more and more because she can't find any evidence.
Blake Lively is spiraling into full crisis mode after Candace Owens dropped a bombshell live on air, naming one shocking individual at the center of it all. Over 10,000 explosive emails have surfaced, revealing a coordinated PR takedown, with whispers that Taylor Swift's own father might be entangled in the mess. The scandal has erupted into a full-blown media firestorm. And just like that, Blake's meticulously polished public persona came crashing into cold, hard receipts she never expected.
I've received my subpoena from Blake Lively today. I'll tell you what is in it, because in my opinion, she's kind of admitting that she cannot prove that there was a smear campaign.
Candace Owens has just been hit with a subpoena, straight from Blake Lively's legal team. That's right, Blake Lively, the former Queen Bee of the Upper East Side, red carpet darling, and one half of Hollywood's most meticulously curated power duo, is trying to bring courtroom heat in 2025 like she's starring in her own sleek Netflix legal drama. The only problem? She clearly underestimated Candace Owens, treating her like a background extra in a scene she thought she could control.
What are you talking about? This doesn't make any sense. Let's slow that down here, because I think we're realizing something.
But here's the thing, this isn't Hollywood. And Candace Owens, she doesn't do supporting roles. What followed wasn't just a response, it was a full-scale legal demolition. Candace didn't just challenge the subpoena, she turned it into a public spectacle, dismantling Blake's entire case with surgical precision until it looked less like a lawsuit and more like a rejected TV script.
I needed to work through her request, because there's something very weird here.
The subpoena landed like a plot twist no one saw coming, served live, right in the middle of a shoot. A process server strolled in with all the charm of Southern hospitality, smiling like he was delivering a thank you note, not legal trouble. And get this, he was a fan. With a straight face, he handed Candace the document meant to dismantle her and said, "I'm a huge fan. You seriously couldn't script this better."
The most compelling part of this subpoena that I'm about to show you, which I wasn't expecting, is the requested timeline of a documentation that they'd like, okay? This is page 9 of the subpoena. It's a lot of blah, 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 a bunch of words. I'm not reading this whole thing.
Candace could have easily brushed it off, but she didn't. Instead, she opened the subpoena on the spot. And by the time she hit page 9, the entire vibe shifted. That's when things veered from mildly ridiculous to completely unhinged.
Each request concerned the time period from May 1st, 2024 through to present.
Because Blake Lively's legal team, led by the now infamous Michael Gattel, wasn't just requesting evidence. They were demanding everything. Every email, message, text, signal flare, and probably even a stray tweet mentioning Blake Lively, all the way back to May 1st, 2024.
That if you're going to subpoena people, you're going to need messages that took place before you filed the lawsuit saying that it already happened. This is what they're doing here. They're extending that. Why would you extend it? There's no way that you could extend it because it already happened in the past.
Let's hit pause and do the math. The lawsuit was filed on December 20th, 2020, so according to their own timeline, the so-called smear campaign had already taken place. Yet somehow, they were demanding Candace's inbox from months after the fact. Make it make sense. But here's the part they clearly forgot. Candace Owens doesn't scare easily.
She knows that I have a source because I'm the one that revealed that it was Scott Swift who teamed up with Baldoni.
Because let's be real, nothing sends a Hollywood PR machine into full-blown panic mode faster than an unfiltered truth bomb. And Candace Owens didn't just drop one, she detonated the entire red carpet. Enter Scott freaking Swift. Yes, Taylor Swift's dad, the guy known for quietly hanging out backstage at Eras tour shows and probably sneaking granola bars to security, was suddenly named as an alleged behind-the-scenes commander in a savage PR war against none other than America's sweetheart, Blake Lively. And this didn't come from some anonymous Reddit troll. It came from Candace Owens. Live. On air. Full volume. Zero hesitation.
Probably going, oh, who sent that to her? Was it Taylor? Are Candace and Taylor friends? Is Taylor trying to undermine me? This is a fishing expedition. That's what it's a fishing expedition, because she wants to know now who's talking trash about her.
There was no soft launch. No tiptoeing with allegedly, maybe, or possibly. Just boom, Candace declared it flat out. Scott Swift is backing Justin Baldoni in his war against Blake Lively. And if you listened closely, you could practically hear publicists all over Los Angeles choking on their collagen smoothies.
So it's sloppy. I think that's legal strategy, is to pretend, is to get these people like me and Steph with the Deeds to say we're not giving that information, so they can go, oh, look, something is happening.
So why did this send Blake's team into full-blown DEFCON 1? Simple, because no one else had the scoop. Not TMZ. Not Page 6. Not even Variety with their usual 16 anonymous sources close to the matter. Just Candace. And you know what that means. Someone talked. And not some valet or a frozen yogurt employee who once saw Ryan Reynolds blink. This was someone with real, uncomfortable, insider access. We're talking backstage with Taylor's dad-level access. Suddenly, the floodlights were on, the curtain was yanked back, and the whole carefully orchestrated operation was exposed, like a B-list actor's finale scene gone horribly wrong.
Wake up, sweetheart. It's everyone. Everyone dislikes you, because after Brian Friedman dropped the receipts, we all got invested, and we're covering this organically.
Blake's camp didn't panic because it was wrong. They panicked because it was right. The subpoena wasn't filed to defend Blake's reputation. It was filed like a fire extinguisher on a 5-alarm blaze. A very public blaze. Mind you, started by Candace Owens with the grace of a demolition expert.
Smear campaign happening against you now? Yeah, we all read your words. We read your messages, we read your Khaleesi Dragons, and we're kind of sickened by the way that you bullied Justin Baldoni. Like, we read it, and we feel passionate about this case, and we're teaming up in the way that every parent and mother and woman and child that has been following this just wants to see justice brought to Justin Baldoni.
Because let's not pretend this lawsuit was about setting the record straight. Please, if that were the goal, Blake's legal team wouldn't be out here playing digital Sherlock Holmes, demanding timestamps, source names, and digital paper trails like the CIA on Adderall. Nope. This was never about clearing her name. It was about plugging the leak.
Every piece of information that he wants leading up to when he filed this lawsuit. But obviously, we are going to assert reporter's privilege to protect our sources for how we got information about Blake Lively following her lawsuit being filed. I mean, common.
The minute Scott Swift's name got mentioned, this lawsuit turned from defamation into desperation. Candace had what they didn't, the tea. And the fact she served it hot, live, and unfiltered. That's what turned a celebrity tantrum into a full-blown legal manhunt. Let's call it what it is. A subpoena with a side of vengeance. A tactical smear disguised as litigation. A PR damage control move in a pantsuit.
Important because she's done everything in her power to try to avoid this and mislead both the judge and the public.
Because if Blake Lively thought she could keep her secrets buried forever, she just learned the hard way that Candace Owens owns a shovel. And she's not afraid to dig.
So you file that lawsuit saying if this is real, it really happened on December 20th, 2024. It would follow that if you're going to subpoena people, you're going to need messages that took place before you filed the lawsuit saying that it already happened. But look what they're doing here.
Candace Owens didn't blink. While Blake Lively's legal team was out here playing courtroom mafia, waving subpoenas around like confetti at a PR crisis party, Candace stood her ground. No dramatic monologue, no frantic emails, just a calm, unbothered invocation of reporter's privilege and a line drawn so clearly it might as well have been carved in marble. She'll hand over anything dated before December 20th, 2024, the day Blake filed her lawsuit, but anything after off-limits, non-negotiable. Try again.
So she's literally subpoenaing, just to be very clear. She wants, I'm going to put it at 10,000 emails that we have received since we opened up this tip line.
And when she said off-limits, she meant it with her whole chest. We're talking about over 10,000 emails. Tipsters, whistleblowers, former assistants, moms from the Upper East Side who saw things they weren't supposed to. All protected. No exceptions. You want to talk about loyalty? Candace isn't just refusing to fold. She's protecting the backbone of investigative media like she's guarding national security.
Somebody check on Noah, please. Here it is. Here it is. Poor Noah, my lawyer. Or rich Noah, my lawyer, because my legal life seems to be never ceasing. It just continues to go.
Even her legal team's in on the ride. Her lawyer, Noah, has basically become a meme at this point. Candace jokes he's one deposition away from retirement. And honestly, she's probably not wrong. The man's out here fighting off Blake's legal tornado with a coffee in one hand and a stack of privilege claims in the other.
Because they still believe that the public is still stupid to comprehend what's happening here. This is effectively a PR strategy. Of course, we are going to say, we're not giving up all the people that gave us information. She knows that I have a source.
But here's the truth behind the sarcasm. This is serious. What Candace is doing isn't just about dodging court drama. It's about upholding the golden rule of journalism. Protect your sources no matter what. Doesn't matter if it's a scandal about shampoo or a billionaire trying to rewrite history. You don't hand over the names of everyday people just because someone famous gets nervous. Because if you do it once, that's the end of whistleblowing. That's the end of tip lines. That's the end of trust between reporters and the public. And Candace Owens, of all people, was not about to let that happen.
She's coming from the mock sleuth. She's like, I want to know every Barbara and Sandy and Megan and every person that emailed you and Kyle and Kevin. We want to read your emails. Absolutely not. She knows we're going to say you can't read that.
She said it loud and clear. You can serve her papers. You can scream cover up. You can run to the press crying foul. But she's not handing over the PTA mom who forwarded her a sketchy email or the ex-nanny who saw something fishy. This isn't just a case. It's a precedent. And she's not about to become the person who sets the wrong one.
Abide by your subpoena as it pertains to any time before you filed your lawsuit, but you are not getting access to 10,000 emails for your fishing expedition so you can find out who leaked to me about Scott Swift. That's ridiculous.
So, while Blake's team desperately tries to spin this disaster as a noble quest for truth, Candace stands firm, not just for herself, but for every anonymous whistleblower who took a chance to speak out. This isn't just defiance. It's principle. It's protection. And if that rattles some celebrities, too bad.
Have they forgotten themselves? You are alleging that he conspired behind the scenes to launch a smear campaign.